¿Qué tal, niggas? Nos encontramos en la parte 8 ya de Alan Wake.
Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their...
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
Sí, me
I'd like
siento
to
bien.
leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No,
Lo mismo
of
yo
course
decía.
not. But I need to
O sea,
know
eso
where you'll
mismo
be
yo decía.
staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman.
Ya,
I'd like to
¿qué
invite you
importa a
to
mí?
stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with
Este
her
el
on several
doctor del
Did you
occasions.
set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Take it easy.
De puta madre.
Hey, nobody move. Get your hands off of my client.
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent.
El famoso Barry.
If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Chúpala. Mi
Get
oferta
me
sigue
out
en
of
pie.
here.
Viejo culiao, no. Nadie
What
me
the
viene a
hell
tratar de
was that
loco.
about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
Así que él es el famoso Barry.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him.
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
La cara de
Who's
pervertido, weón.
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan.
Sí, 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 claro. Los admiradores, sí, sí. Parchecuritas. No, no hay.
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself.
Ah,
What,
¿verdad que tenía que
you
ver
shot a
a
guy and his
Rusty?
body just
Wait
El que
here.
estaba curando a Max.
Easy there, boy.
Y
I'm
Max es
almost
un
done.
perrito.
Hey, Rusty, right?
Amo los
You're at Cabot's.
perritos.
Oh, Mr. Wake.
Hola.
I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here.
Sí, po, tocando los
Actually,
perros,
I'm sorry
pervertido.
about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Ok, los dejaré
Okay,
a
sure.
solas.
What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max
sí,
here
sí.
got his foot caught in a trap.
Tomar
Are
el
you
coso
high? Have you been
del
drinking?
mostrador.
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week.
Ya,
And
ya.
someo's got Alice.
Yo
And
ni leo
everything's
la
just-
wea, así,
What it
firme.
sounds like when you say stuff like that.
Llevárselo
Don't
a
get me
Rusty.
wrong, it's a good story.
Rusty me
Could be a
suena así como,
bestseller.
no sé,
But
como
wait
pollo
here.
frito.
Confusing fiction with
No sé por
reality,
qué.
You're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Toma, man.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Sí, a mí
Thanks.
también.
Can you tell me how to
Solo
get to
no
Lover's
toque
Peak?
al perro frente
Oh,
a mí.
sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths. You'll get to it eventually.
Al,
It's
you
an
can't
easy...
Yo
just
dejo a
go
todos
and
hablando
meet a
solo, que no estoy ni ahí con
kidnapper.
hablar con nadie.
Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
Cosa.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing. Listen.
Ya cogí
you
las
hit
llaves de la
your head.
cabaña.
I mean, geez, Al,
Habrá que
come
salir.
on. You
¿Dónde
gotta
está la
understand how
cabaña?
crazy all this sounds.
Quizás está afuera.
If you're trying to pull a joke on me,
Ya,
freak me
guata,
out,
pata
it's...
voladora.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al.
Al.
Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her. This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Ok. Déjalo todo en manos del buen Barry, ¿no? Que podría ser punto de control alcanzado. Y dejamos esta edición. No, mentira, la verdad.
Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
Cállate. Warsurshum. No, mejor la vamos a dejar prendida. Termo. Termo. Decía coger pilas. Pilas. Ya, 9 pilas. Nada por acá. Y continuamos nuestro camino por acá.
I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Walk the door now.
Qué maricón. Uy, tenemos muchas hojitas pendientes. Así que las vamos a ver. Y parece que ya me salté una. Bueno, filo.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power. The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
Eso es lo que va a ocurrir pronto.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Ok. Ya con las hojitas leídas. Continuamos.
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest.
Ay, puta, yo quería ir en el auto. Va a tener que ir a patinar.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
A la luz es buena. ¿Qué eso? ¿Qué? Cónchale. No, güey, que ahora también hay fantasmas, güey.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
Tenemos acá un
My
incendio
plan?
Popvrri.
You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage.
Con...
No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do
Me
much more
asustó
than
el
that.
culiao. ¡Alto ahí! ¡Alto ahí!
No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Ya, continuamos. Algo me dice que van a haber cositas malas. Van a ocurrir. Columpio. Nunca es tarde para columpiarse. Ok, no. Basura. Reúnete con Rusty. El pollo frito. Ah, otro programa de Night Spring.
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs. Tonight's episode,
El hombre del espejo.
The Man in the Mirror.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
Had it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took a kid to a soccer game. So how come at
Paga
the
sus
game,
cuentas.
you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh?
Qué gracioso.
Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face?
Well, you must have hated him, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game. The white shirt is on the dead guy.
O sea que es el mismo. ¡Ah! Les cagué el final.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark. Believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
Tan buenos estos programitas, weón. Me gustaron. Lo único malo es que nos quita tiempo de juego. Y ahí la conclusión. ¿Hay conclusión o no? Bueno, yo se los hago. Siempre que miren al espejo, recuerden que lo que ven quizás no sea su rostro. Todo puede pasar en Night Springs. Ok, no. Fail. Conclusión fail. Reúnete con Rusty. Y vamos a dejar esta edición hasta acá porque ya estamos en el tiempo. Nos vemos en la próxima edición de el terremoteado, el que vive en Chile. Ya está la zona. Sí, ya voy, tranquilo. Voy en la próxima edición de Alan Wake. Nos vemos.